So this is a hopefully short video about using Microsoft 365 Equation Editor to make equations for science. We're going to start with some simple equations, so I click where I want to insert the equation. Click on the Insert tab and that brings the Insert ribbon up. Now I've got the Equation Editor on my Insert ribbon. I'm not sure if it's there by default or if I've added that, but that's just for a little bit of convenience. Click on Equation and it says Type Equation here. Now this is very intuitive, so if you, for example, type in P equals E divided by T and enter, and it actually reformats it into the correct format with E over T. It's also pretty good for other things, so for example, if you want to do kinetic energy, we can do EK. Oh, hang on, I've not got my equation editor switched on. This is one of the things. Each line you do need to re-engage the equation editor. EK equals 1 over 2 space MV, and then if we do the circumflex, the little hat, and then 2, that brings up MV squared. Now it looks okay, except we've got a bit of an issue here with EK, and we need to change the script with that. So this is the second way to do things. We can click on script and we want a subscript. So you see we've got 2 boxes there. So we put the thing we want to be large in the first box, the subscript in the second box, and then we can delete EK, and that gives us the full equation. Now if you want to do something really crazy, like energy equals power times time, you can see we don't get a time symbol, we get the letter X. So what we actually need to do is we come up here to this ribbon here, and there's a lot of options that we can drop down, and we can select any of these Greek letters, operators, Boolean algebra, greater than, less than, arrows, which will be useful later, letters, all sorts of stuff there. And on the default screen here, we've got the time symbol, and we click on there. Now personally, I like to add a space, just to separate it like that, and we can go from there. We can even do a bit of Greek, so let's do E equals MC. Now we want delta. Now delta is just here on the basic ribbon. However, if we want the theta, we need to come down here. We've got Greek letters here, and we've got a theta there, so we can do E equals MC delta theta. Dead powerful, dead useful. You've got all of these operators here that you can mess about with. So let's say you were doing energy, and you wanted to do an equation for velocity. So the velocity with regards to kinetic and gravitational potential energy, the velocity is given by the formula V equals the square root of 2gh. So we're going to have V equals, and then we'll have a radical. Now you can do cube roots and square roots and all those sorts of good things. We've even got some common radicals there, but for this one we want to click this one. And you can see we've got a box there. Now anything we put in that box will appear inside the square root symbol. So if we do GH, that gives us that kind of thing. Now we've got all sorts of things here. We've got integrals if you want to do those, brackets, functions like sine, cosine, all those sorts of good stuff. Accents, which can be useful for certain things, limits, operators, yields, and we can even do matrices, but that's probably a little bit beyond GCSE and A-level. So they're all kind of useful. Word equations, well, similar. We can do exactly the same. Let's get rid of the... and if we do power equals energy divided by time, again, it gets rearranged like that. Nope, forgot again, equation. Kinetic energy equals space 1 over 2 space. We then need to use the operator for times, mass, oh, need a space there, space times, and then we want a script, so we could either do it like this, click on here, which gives us, we can put the speed and the squared in there, or we can just simply write speed circumflex squared, and that does it for us like that. We've also got some useful things for units here, like degrees Fahrenheit, degrees C, all sorts of good stuff. If you do want, so for example, if we're doing units, insert equation. Units can be a little bit more tricky, because if you do meters per second, it will autocorrect it to that. However, what you can do is if you type in, go to fraction, and you can actually show it, so it's meters, brackets, seconds, or the one that we usually use, a linear fraction for meters per second, and that gives us that just like that. We can also stack these. So, for example, if I go to there, get the box, back to equation at the top, because I've come out of the equation and gone back in. If I then click script, I can do that, and that can be meters per second squared for acceleration and the like. Finally, and I think most usefully, we can do some chemical equations here. So chemical equations, generally speaking, don't need too much in the way of doing this. You can do it with just superscripts, but it's always nice to do it like this, I think. Insert equation. Let's have methane. Now, if you do a hyphen and a right arrow, or greater than arrow, it auto corrects to this. So methane, oh, that's not quite right, is it? Methane plus oxygen produces carbon dioxide plus water. We can also have, let's do, now we want CH4, so we're on a subscript this time, so we're going to go with this one. So CH4 plus, oh, no, needs to come out of the subscript, plus script again, O2, and then hyphen greater than, which is goes to, then we can have script CO2 plus, now this one we need to do slightly differently, we're going to have H2O. Okay. We also obviously need to balance this so that we can, that's going to be 2 of those and 2 of those. Is that right? Yeah. Even more important, and really kind of just one for the physics teachers, is that we can do nuclear equations in here as well. So what we need to do there is we need to go into script, and can you see over here we've got this one just here. So let's have uranium 238, and then come down 92, goes to equation, because I've clicked out of it again. Thorium 234 90 plus, one final radical, and that will be an alpha particle. Now in AQA that is denoted as HE 2 4, and then we are done. So, quick summary there of how to use the equation editor for simple equations, word equations, and chemical and nuclear equations.